Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. Just want to give you an update because Ethereum, it looks pretty strong. It works out to be pretty strong compared to what Bitcoin is doing at the moment. Bitcoin dropped quite substantially actually since the all-time high, whereas Ethereum is actually looking quite good. It's very close still to the all-time high, and now again after Bitcoin was doing quite well today again. After that drop yesterday, it is really getting closer to the all-time high again. 6.7 or 6.8% to the upside. We had the all-time high back here in May with $4,384 here on Coinbase. So it is looking strong, quite strong. We are still, and you can see that we are still above the 20-day moving average. We didn't even fall below the 20-day moving average. Bitcoin did fall below the 20-day, I believe yesterday, and Ethereum didn't. So that provided support clearly. That's why we didn't fall that far, I guess. We're currently a little bit in a range here, so it's basically here a pattern that we just need to break out of in order for us to establish, where are we going. And this is pretty much, it is basically this range here. So you've got a bit like a triangle here currently, going up and down, and that is sitting between the all-time high pretty much and between 3,890. So yesterday I talked about where we could be heading. I showed you two scenarios based on the Elliott Wave method for Ethereum. The first scenario was, and these prices now from Binance, but I prepared that chart based on the Elliott Wave counts. That assumes that back in the end of September we had the waves 1, 2, 3 and 4 here in on the 17th of October was wave 4, and then we are now heading in a wave 5 to the upside into a target range of 4,000, around 4,800. So somewhere in that box above that 1.618 Fibonacci extension level. Now that is the first scenario. There is an alternative which assumes that we had here at nearly the all-time high price a wave 3. No, then that was not wave 3 here, that was wave 3. And that would assume that we are currently in a wave 4 to the downside. That is obviously still a valid scenario because that hasn't been invalidated yet. That would only be invalidated if we get above the all-time high, or pretty much above that level here that we marked on the 21st of October, which was pretty much very close to the all-time high. I mean, we were nearly there actually. So the level would need to be above, 4,380 pretty much. What is a bit confusing though is that apparently the all-time high here on Binance and on Coinbase show different values, but don't worry about that. To invalidate that, we would need to get above the 4,380 level. Now, until then, there would still be that alternative that we could come down once more to a level between 3,000, pretty much 3,400 and 3,500. Yeah, before we then go to that level here at around 4,800. So these are the two scenarios based on the Elliott Wave counts. Now it is looking today not too bad actually. I mean, to be honest, we've not made a higher high yet. We would probably only make that really when we approach the all-time high again, or at least that level here around 4,380. We would need to get above that. We are finding really nice support at the 20-day moving average here at the moment, so that is really reassuring. We also currently, on our way up, see nice and green candles on the 4-hour chart. We've got the MACD, nearly a buy signal on the MACD again. That might give us another push. Also, we are in the on the RSI really here in the bullish range again, above 50 clearly. We can see that probably one reason for that recent drop was as well that we were just running out of steam. You had here couldn't make a new higher high. And we were also making a lower highs on the RSI, which always indicates that we are losing steam a little bit. I believe that is just what it was. We were quite high on the RSI already here. At that pump, you couldn't really get much higher on the RSI, which is then why we were running out of steam. And typically when we see that, like a bearish divergence, that has historically been also a good heads up that we could see a drop coming. And looking here on the daily, where are we now? It is looking not too good, to be honest. Where on the 4-hour we have a buy signal, or get a buy signal. And I mentioned that yesterday, that we are going to see probably here a sell signal very soon on the MACD. Now that is very close and really at a make or break point. I did say that yesterday in yesterday's video already, because on the daily here you can see how close that MACD line, that blue one, came to the indicator line. When they cross bearish, then you get into the red range here on the MACD, which is typically considered a sell signal. And we were very, very close yesterday. I mean, I'm sure we would have broken had we broken the 20-day moving average, we would have come into the red range yesterday. And that would then speak more in favor of another correction to come down to that level around 3,400 before we then go to potential new all-time highs. So I'm actually more in favor of that. First of all, it would give us the opportunity to buy back cheaper, but also I think we just need that cool down of the RSI, because the RSI even here, even though it's dropping at the moment, it is still very high on the daily as well. It just is too high for us to set ourselves up for new all-time highs, and like a last final bull run. I think it is far too high. It needs to drop further before we can really see that new bull run. That's my own opinion, personal opinion. Of course, I could be wrong. Don't have a crystal ball. And I think, yeah, we might see that correction down there to that level. But for that, we need to break the 20-day moving average. I think as soon as we break that, the likelihood gets higher that we really get to that correction, to that 3,500 level. At the moment, we found support there, and as long as we hold above that, at the moment it's 3,880 roughly. If we hold above that level, above that 20-day moving average, things are looking really good. I mean, overall, Ethereum has been quite strong, really strong. I mean, even compared to Bitcoin, it has been lagging behind a little bit, but also we've seen the pattern here that we've seen with so many other cryptos, that inverse head and shoulder, out of which we broke out. I think we've now hit even the target level for that. And yeah, I mean, we did find support pretty much at the 20-day moving average. So as long as we hold that, and historically the 20-day has provided good support and resistance on the Ethereum chart. It was here, had resistance here. Occasionally you break below that, but a lot of the times you really find reliable support or resistance at the 20-day moving average. So that's pretty much the update. At the moment, it's all a bit in limbo, because we're now not in a clear uptrend anymore. We're not in a clear downtrend. The market needs to decide how to carry on. This is a consolidation up here, and it's not very clear. That's why you see that volatility, you see the ups and downs, and we need to wait what the market is doing. So what I said, if we break above that 4,380 level, that correction down here to the wave 4 is invalidated, then we could really in the next move to 4,800. That would be the target for that fifth wave, and after which we probably will then get an ABC correction before we then carry on. And if we can't break that, then the likelihood is that we go back to 3,500 once more before we go up. These are my two scenarios. I think both are pretty likely. These are the two most likely ones. As you know, there can always be something else happening as well. But in my view, these are the two most likely ones currently on the Ethereum chart. And at the moment, the market is in a sort of limbo state. We need to wait for a clear signal here. But yeah, I think at the moment, that's why all the altcoins are pretty much waiting here for a big move of Ethereum or Bitcoin. And yeah, I still think, the alt season is still coming, and we are still yet to see the all-time highs this year. So hopefully you liked that update. If you did, please smash the like button and also hit the subscribe button. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.